it break now.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Whew. Jamie, how the heck are you doing?
You did it.
It only took, 2-3 tries?
You know, I'm doing so well today. It's better than ponies, rainbows, and unicorn.
And butterflies.
It is a rainbow colored.
So you're amazingly, fantastically fantastic.
Like, I'm rolling in a meadow with flowers, yellow flowers. I'm not having any problems with my allergies.
You're a yellow daisy
And
festival.
I'm identifying as a rainbow colored narwhal, which is the unicorn of the sea.
Is a narwhal real?
Yes, they're real. It's a whale with a unicorn horn.
So, no, they don't exist.
They do.
No.
Narwhals are real.
Unicorns aren't real.
It's the unicorn of the ocean.
So narwhals can't be real.
Narwhals are real.
You ever feel like you forgot something and you can't remember what you forgot until you realize what you forgot?
Yes, and then it's usually pretty bad that I forgot.
Well, I don't know what reminded me of this, but when I was driving to our meeting last week to the Brasstown Ball, I called my wife and we were talking at the beginning of my trip, and I'm like, I forgot something. I know I forgot something. Like, I had that feeling that I forgot something. And then when I got out in the middle of nowhere at
Was it
QT,
your wiener?
I realized what I'd forgotten.
Your wiener.
No, I had that.
Your wife had it in her purse.
No, I keep it on me.
Oh, okay.
At all times.
She loans it out to you.
No, I keep it on me at all times.
Good hygiene's important, though. You'd pee all over yourself if you didn't have it.
That's true. That is very true. Or you'd pee inside the purse that your wife was keeping it in.
Boy, that'd be bad.
That would make her day bad.
You're like 180 miles away from home, and pee is squirting out of her purse.
Yeah, that would be bad. But I realized halfway up there what I'd forgotten, and I'd forgot my toothbrush, so I bought one at the gas station.
Well, that cost $10, didn't it?
$5. I got a emergency travel kit. It had a toothbrush, toothpaste, and a toothbrush holder cover. Not sure why I had that in there.
That's what that guy pulled out of his butt in L.A. when we became champions of the Cannonball Run.
No, when we were running the Cannonball Run.
Was it red like the guy had in his butt?
That was like a Pringle can. This is just covers the bristles. Just a little click, click. You with me now?
I'm not going to ask anyone to try this at home.
Putting a Pringle can in their butt?
Yeah, I don't know how it fits. It just doesn't.
There's no way.
That's like when we bought a couch that was too big and it wouldn't fit in the door. We had these little 3-inch corner legs, like a triangle.
Yeah.
Had to take that off to get it in. I think with my rectum in a Pringle can, there's nothing to take off to get it up there.
Speaking of rectums in a Pringle can, do you want to explain to our listeners, Jamie, how Chris ripped your pants?
Well,
we had our meeting last week, and
I'm not quite sure.
One of our employees, that's a friend of ours.
He was behind me.
He let us know that Chris ripped Jamie's pants.
Josh was the witness that discovered that.
Was Josh the one that told us, or was it Lance?
It was Josh and Lance, I think.
I feel like Lance is the one that ratted
Lance ratted out my butt.
Yeah, ratted Chris out.
You know what the most embarrassing thing of it is?
Did you rip the whole butt out of your pants?
Well, actually, Levi's, when they get old, right here.
The pocket goes
where they sew in the top corner.
Yeah, okay, I know
when
exactly
that gets a little hole.
Yep.
And then it just catches on something.
And you rip it out. So you rip the
pocket and then the inside of the pocket went straight down past the pocket.
So how big was this hole? Was it like...
It wasn't like ass crack. It was a little to the left ass crack.
Was it like Ty Gibbs tiny, or was it like...
Ty Gibbs tiny. Yeah.
What's some Michael Waltrip?
His penis could have fit in it.
Oh, so it was tiny.
It was tiny.
Oh, that was...
Well, it wasn't that tiny. What was embarrassing is I wore pink underwear that day. And I don't know.
Were you inside the store when this happened?
I don't know when it happened. I only know when someone pointed it out to me. And
So
I
you don't know how long
I could have gone and
could have
seen.
walked around all day with your butt
I could have
hanging
gone
out.
and seen a customer with my pink underwear hanging out.
You have no idea how long the world was staring at your behind.
I
want to say I feel
untucked my shirt.
I want to say I feel bad for you, and I do. Actually, I hate that happened to you. But I feel bad for everybody else who stared at your butt all day.
I clean it, though.
Well, I mean, it's good.
There was no stain on the pink underwear.
Clean butt, clean drawers.
It was very light pink that if there was some skid marks, you could probably have seen it.
And then you untucked your shirt, though, so you hit it.
Yeah, I was like, and then I went home.
Oh, I would have went home. There's no way I would have continued working for the day.
My wife suggested that I throw an extra pair of pants in the car and keep it in there.
When I was, I worked my first sales job. I lived in Georgia and I drove to Alabama every day for work. And
but your boss didn't know that.
I don't work there no more.
Yeah, that's true. He's not the boss over there anymore.
I did move to Alabama for a couple of years, actually.
A couple weeks.
No, I lived there we were there for like 2 or 3 years. But before I moved there, I drove every day, and because I was an hour to my closest customer.
Here's a question.
But I always kept an extra shirt, pants, socks, and underwear.
I don't understand why it was even a problem in that substandard manufacturer we work for, because Alabama's right next to Georgia. If anyone would look at a map.
I lived in West Georgia, too. My house was literally 36 miles to the state line.
So Anniston, the first major city, hour away, you could have had a customer there, and it would be no different than me going to see a customer north of Atlanta.
Correct. I had customers in between Anniston and the state line. I had customers who were like the third or second exit into Georgia.
See, I remember when this drama took place. I don't understand it. What was the big deal?
I don't understand it now, and I didn't then, but honestly, I'm glad me and my family moved to Alabama because we made a lot of good friends living there. And I'll be honest, when we first moved to Alabama, I was like, this sucks. Like, this sucks. This is not Georgia. The pace literally went from running 100 miles an hour everywhere to walking.
Georgia, 100 miles an hour is like when I moved back to home in Georgia after having lived in D.C. for many years.
Oh, so
the pace in Georgia was 50% the speed of D.C.
So I think they're probably pretty similar now.
Georgia and Alabama?
Georgia and D.C.
Around Atlanta, yeah. But not where I live. They're still
around here where I live at, it's pretty busy. Well,
and the drivers just act like they've got somewhere important.
We moved to this little small town, like population 3,000 maybe, and literally the whole town, drive-throughs, gas stations, drugstores, everything closed at 8 p.m. Everything. Like, it was a ghost town at 8 p.m. there. It was the first place I lived where when you got off the interstate, there was no red light at the exit ramp. It was a stop sign. It's like, what do I do? I mean, it's when I realized that we were in a small town, and there was trade-offs. Like, you didn't have to worry about getting shot at the gas station for saying good morning to somebody. People were friendlier. People drove so slow.
Oh, yeah. Even when I go to Alabama now, I'm like, oh, my goodness.
Now, you get used to it, though. Don't get me wrong.
So no one gets upset in Alabama when you call it, hey, look, I'm behind a bus and a 90-year-old. I'm going to be like 30 minutes late because they're like flat out doing 52 and a 55.
You know what they say?
Okay.
Okay, buddy, I'm going to be late too. I'll never forget. I had to call a customer one time. I was an hour late because there was cows in the road. And the cows were not moving. And the farmer was, I'm not talking about 4 cows. I'm talking about like 400 cows.
That happens where I live.
I'd never had that happen. Saw a bear crossing the road one time in Alabama. I was up towards Gadsden, the northern part. East part, yeah.
Yeah.
I was there, saw a bear crossing the road.
Alabama Lake Country, I think they call it. I just made that up, so I don't know. Land O' Lakes, Alabama.
That's the moon-eyed country.
Yeah, it is
the moon-eyed people of Bama.
Yep.
No, I mean, I'm not dissing on the state of Alabama whatsoever. I mean, we probably will make fun of it at some point because
Land's cheaper there.
and you can do what you want. I am buying land in Alabama, and I'm going to put a house on it. I'm going to put a house on it for my mom, put a house on it for my mother-in-law. If my kids want to build houses on the land, they can.
See, I've looked at it, the northeast corner.
That's where I want to be at.
You are close enough to Chattanooga, but you're not going to get murdered like you live in Chattanooga.
But remember that episode of Small Town Murder while we were on the Cannonball Run?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was in northeast Alabama.
Weird people on that mountain.
Yeah, so it's not all
Just don't go to that mountain.
rainbows and butterflies up there either.
What about a multicolored narwhal?
I don't think a multicolored narwhal would make it long on that mountain. But what do I know? What else?
But to get back to the story, the root of the story,
Bud Light?
Bud Light's coming. But you know why they came after you there at the red nunchucks?
Why's that?
I know, nunchucks, it's a red boomerang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we are selling an inferior product at a maximized price.
No doubt.
They knew it, and they couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't improve the quality. So that particular person came after. Excuse me, I just burped breakfast from yesterday.
God, I hope that ain't one of those like mine.
Oh,
Hope you're not about to run us out of the trailer.
I had Doritos last night.
You ain't been on a protein diet, have you?
No, I actually had
God,
ranch
we'll be
Doritos with ranch dip. It's amazing.
You have ranch dressing, Doritos,
No,
and
ranch
dip.
ranch dip and ranch Doritos. So I dipped
Cool
my
Ranch.
my Cool Ranch, in the Cool Ranch dip.
See, I don't really care for the chips, the Dorito chips, but the Cool Ranch dressing is my all-time favorite flavor on a chip. But I don't like the way Doritos taste, so I'll just eat the Cool Ranch off and throw the chip away.
Well, you know, the bag is blue.
Is that wasteful?
Probably.
Should I save those old chips after I lick the Cool Ranch, Cool Ranch dressing off?
Well, you
and
can let
send them
the
to Africa?
kids eat the chips.
I'm not doing that to my kids.
And then lick the bottom of the bag where all the seasoning
I'm
ends
not
up.
doing that to my kids. That's my favorite part.
They're not going to eat
sharing
the
the
seasoning.
seasoning. That's all I like. You know, there's a recipe online for that seasoning.
Did you know that Doritos Blue, Cool Ranch Blue, is the same color blue as Bud Light?
But
It's correct.
nobody's boycotting. Cool Ranch
Regardless of what, and this is a truth.
Truth, people.
A total truth.
100.
Male, female, or transgendering, we all still have butts, and no one can argue about that. We
true.
have butts.
That's very true.
Uh-huh.
You know, you haven't.
Is someone going to protest the butts?
Nobody's come out and said that their butt's something that it's not.
No,
You're
no one
right.
cares. It's just a butt.
So me and Jamie were talking about the whole Bud Light thing, and I don't even care about the cans and who's on the can. I don't drink Bud Light.
I don't either.
Bud Light is a water identifying as a beer. I don't judge the can or the Bud Light.
I'm thinking it's rice water pretending to be a beer.
But here's my problem with it. So you have Bud Light. So to get money from these trust fund kids, they set up all these trust funds.
All 10 of them?
Is that what I'm talking about? Like to get money from these trusts, these companies have to have a certain diversity and inclusion score. So to get that score up,
No, they haven't. My company hasn't been offered this.
no, they're not. We're not.
I have a company with no employees, though.
Well, Race Car Backwards Media hadn't been offered anything either. So it's just 2 employees. We're screwed.
Are we supposed to sell a LLC afterwards? We're kind of a nonprofit right now.
So anyway, you got Bud Light. You got the left is pushing their whole trans agenda thing. You got Bud Light adopted that agenda, put it on a can, said, hey, rah, rah, here we go. Then you got the people on the right. They're protesting this whole movement by Bud Light. They're mad about it. You got Kid Rock
You think
shooting
you can
cans.
actually say they're all people from the right, though? I know.
Well,
I know a Democrat that's upset about it.
The point of my story needs me to say it this way.
Okay, let's stick with that.
Then you got the right blowing up their cans. We're not drinking Bud Light ever again. Bud Light makes you gay. We ain't drinking it. Whatever they're saying. But then over the weekend, you had the political right come out and say, y'all, please stop boycotting Bud Light. They pay us way too much money for y'all to boycott them. So now you have the right admitting
money's more important than
that
their
money
politics.
is all that matters.
Yeah.
The right now wants you, the political right wants you to accept the political left's agenda through Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch so the political right can continue to get their money. So that's my whole point about the Bud Light. The Bud Light thing, it just exposed it on a level that it's never been. Even
Don Jr. and Donald Trump were like, chill.
Yeah.
They give us lots of money.
We all knew this happened. We all know this happens all the time. But the Bud Light thing just exposed it. I think it's great. I think, honestly, the Bud Light controversy is the best thing that's happened so far this year in politics because it has exposed the right and the left for who they are. Both sides, left and right, care about nobody except themselves.
Yep.
There is a level of selfishness in politics that I don't think it's ever been this bad. Ever.
I don't think so, but it also exposes the fact that the end result for extreme liberalism and the end result for extreme conservatism are all the same. We lose our rights. And because it was not a politically motivated protest, and we weren't ordered to do it by one of these morons in D.C., they didn't want it to happen. Don't attack their purses. They'll tell you to stop.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Yep. They're telling us to stop.
So
Proof that we need a third party.
Actually, Anheuser-Busch
and I'm slinking down to the damn mic again.
Anheuser-Busch probably donates to both parties, truth be known.
Well, you got to make sure you've bribed the guy that wins. So you got to bribe them both.
Exactly. So Anheuser-Busch didn't want this kickback. But what they did just showed you. Follow the money. All the politicians are probably criminals. Follow the money. They follow the money. All we got to do is follow the money to know who's following the money.
So one thing that Brad and I were both taught by a former manager who left before we did from the transgender boomerang, he forced us to learn how to give presentations. And to admit, before I worked for this gentleman, I sucked at him. He probably wouldn't believe we even have a podcast, to be honest.
Probably not.
But it's been beneficial. And the one thing that he told us, he said, know your room, right?
Oh, yeah.
So shouldn't Bud Light know their consumer?
Their audience?
So you lose, and the figure this morning I heard was $6 billion in value in your company.
Their stock price has dropped.
Supposedly they only made like a couple of cans to give this person. What's his name? Malvoni?
Yeah.
Malvern Ridge?
Yeah, whatever.
Malvern Mountain?
I don't know how many cans they made. I just, like you said, when your primary audience is drunk redneck, why wouldn't you promote? You got Busch.
Do you think Bud Light got sold at Martinsville?
You got Busch with the camouflage can, and then you got Bud Light with the transgender can. Anheuser-Busch, it's not working, dude. But whatever. It exposed the political right and left for what they are, as criminals.
It's just a money-grubbing organization. Both of them. And then you got Charleston Heston, the Supreme Court commander, taking money from people.
You got the Dalai.
That's Clarence Thomas.
You got the Dalai Lama trying to get little kids to suck his tongue,
which is really strange.
That is very strange.
That is like a
I saw the video and I'm like, oh man, that's bad. I just thought it was being blown out of proportion and taken out of context. But when I saw it, I'm like, nope, that's bad.
Can you imagine if Cody Ware jumped out of his race car and said to his his only adoring fan, number one,
his dad?
Probably. Dad sucked my tongue. I think his dad would punch him since,
Somebody needs to hit him.
Or his brother would.
Dude gets arrested. pays his bond, gets out, and has to turn himself back in because more stuff comes to light.
Terroristic threats, were they made after he hit this woman or before? And it's all alleged because everyone has their day in court. But his brother got arrested for the same thing.
It's crazy.
It seems to be a family problem.
Speaking of family, Chase Elliott fans absolutely suck.
But Brad, you and I are Chase Elliott fans.
I'm becoming less and less of a Chase Elliott fan just because of his fans. Like we talked about on the
We're not obnoxious. We've been to plenty of races where we've seen.
We talked about last week, like the worst fan base out there is Chase Elliott. I don't remember, and I was a diehard Dale Jr., Junior Nation. I'm still a Dale Jr. fan. Like you asked me my favorite driver today, it's still Dale Jr. And he don't even race. So,
I mean, I didn't quite go that route, but I was a big fan of his father's. So my allegiance.
But we didn't suck.
My allegiance went to him, but I also rooted for Tony Stewart because I thought his attitude was. I mean, let's be honest. Dale Jr. is awesome for the sport.
Yeah,
he's got a great attitude.
Tony was awesome for the sport.
Tony was too. But when it came to ruling the course and payback, Tony was a little more unhinged than Junior. I like that unhinged.
Oh, yeah. It was the unexpected almost. Right?
But if
with Tony, you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know how he was going to react at times. I mean, Tony could get out mad and not say anything, or he could give you the best interview ever.
Yeah, let's just drive backwards.
What do you say?
Oncoming traffic.
When we get
half of us go one way.
When we get to halfway, if we haven't hit our quota of wrecks for the day, half the cars should go one way while the other half goes the other. Let's just make it a figure eight. I loved it. The Tony Stewart interviews were the best of all time, but no, I got in a disagreement over the weekend with a Chase Elliott fan. They took what I said the wrong way. And I mean, it's Twitter, people. You only have so many words, right? Now, at the end of our conversation, everything worked out and we got
kiss and make up.
We got a new follower. I followed them. I mean, it's all good, but that made me pay a little more attention on Twitter to some Chase fan comments, and the Chase Elliott fans were pretty harsh at the end of the race.
Why are you cooling off on Chase? And I'll tell you why I'm cooling off on Chase.
All right, so don't forget, sometimes crap, it does happen, and sometimes you need a plumber to fix it. In that case, we would call Danny Carden Plumbing, the official plumber of the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. The guys you call when crap happens. I will always be a Chase Elliott fan because he's a Georgia boy, but I don't know, man. I just don't think he's got a personality at all. I really don't.
That's exactly my feelings.
Like,
if he would grow a pair, say what he thinks.
Yeah.
And maybe he doesn't think. I don't know. If he would just say, that asshole, I put him into the wall. You can't say that, but, I'm glad I lost control of my car and put him in the wall.
Well, I just think, Chase had 6 weeks off to recover, and we never really heard from him for 6 weeks. Well, he was disappearing.
He Zoom called a race.
Yeah, but I'm saying dumb. His fans didn't hear from him. I remember as a Dale Jr. fan, my favorite part of the Dale Jr. download, this was pre-Dale Jr. being on the download. This was Mike Davis and Taylor Zarza. Those days.
The OG.
Yeah. When Dale Jr. would call on his airplane after the race and leave a message for the fans, that was my favorite part of the show because I got to hear directly from my driver in a message that he was delivering to me, his fan. Chase had 6 weeks, and all we got was him talking on the Fox broadcast from a locker room in Colorado. I mean, do you, man. You do what you want to do. I'm just saying, you had 6 weeks of recovery where you could have interacted with your fans. Some just, hey, guys, I'm on Twitter today during the race. Any questions you want to hear? answers from a driver? Do you have a question about the race that you would like a driver's perspective? Here, I'll just jump in Twitter Spaces here and talk to the fans during the race. That's all I'm saying is I think Chase missed a great opportunity to connect with his fans there. I'm glad he's back. He finished 10th yesterday. Chase,
I'm going to be
awesome
honest.
for the sport, but he has no personality.
Chase Elliott Army, I think Chase is lazy when it comes to having fans.
You're onto something there. Probably because he's never had to work for it.
No, yeah, and I don't want anything. I would love for him to win another championship. He's from Georgia, just like Brad. I was born in Georgia.
Yeah,
He's a homer.
We'll always
Just like I root for the University of Georgia Bulldogs. I didn't go to college there, but you know, we got the Falcons. Who are you going to choose?
two-time national champion Georgia Bulldogs for sure.
And University of Georgia's been here for like 200 freaking years.
But he's got no personality.
He doesn't.
You know, unlike Chase Elliott, you got J.J. Yaley. I didn't know this, but apparently Yaley was a 2009 Formula One world champion.
I saw that during the broadcast.
Now, I'm not surprised by this mistake, considering Mike
Oh, it's a
Joy-
mistake?
Yeah,
I
looked
thought
it
at
up.
the age of 11 he won.
Well, in 2009, J.J. Yaley was driving for Mayfield Motorsports in the 41 car.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it
Was that in Europe?
No, it was actually in America here. But, you know, Mike Joy did also let us know yesterday that Joey Logano is now driving for Stewart Haas Racing. So
I saw that too. I was a little confused.
Fox was very enlightening this weekend, to be honest with you. I mean, I learned a lot. Like, I learned Tyler Reddick has a heart rate of 133 when he hits pit road. I never knew that before. And my racing experience all these years, not knowing the heart rate, I've been lost. I could not properly enjoy a race until I knew the driver's heart rate when he entered pit road. Did you know you were missing out on that?
Even when they say it now, I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Like, who cares?
If you win or lose is the outcome of the race. It's not, oh, he had the lowest heart rate.
Well, I mean, it was the heart rate thing to me was cool 3 years
You know
ago.
who probably had the lowest heart rate until he got banned for life or whatever you want to call it? Cody Ware. He knew he was coming in last when he started the race.
Yeah, and Cody Ware is probably one of the few drivers out there who knows he won't be fired for lack of performance.
Exactly.
He hasn't been fired yet. Well,
And
now he has. Well,
yeah, but it wasn't race
Rick
related.
Ware, I don't even think Rick Ware's made an announcement yet. So,
You know what? Here's an opportunity. Dale Jr., I know I just admitted that you were my second place favorite driver. Brad's got you, though. Buy Ware Racing.
you probably get it at a discount right now.
It's going to be cheap. Plus, you guys haven't hammered out your latest revenue sharing agreement. Owners
think
even
I
skipped
would-
the meetings.
I don't think I would buy a charter until I knew what was going to happen with the charter system.
I think this would be a great time to get it at a discount.
I mean, viewership's down like 60%, dude.
Well, you know, I discovered
And it's not because Chase Elliott was hurt.
we were at a corporate retreat, and I realized I didn't bring. I'm used to a lot of the hotels we stay at now have smart TVs, and I can log in to Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, and watch my shows. It's got my, what do they call it? The algorithm, so they know what to suggest and
Algorithm.
stuff. A logarithm.
It logs your rhythm.
Well, if you got some drumsticks, start playing on a log laying on the ground. That's your logarithm. Right.
You get a rap?
So it's got my logarithm.
My logarithm.
Uh-huh.
That's your rap?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Not bad.
I can watch what I watch at home. Well, at this resort, they didn't have smart TVs. I couldn't log on. I couldn't even log on to YouTube, which, man, there's nothing else on. You can watch some really bad YouTube videos.
That's a fact.
And
That's
we
what I did.
make them too.
That's what I did. I watched our really bad YouTube videos.
But anyway, there's a shit ton. Let's just call it what it is. A shit ton of commercials out there.
So you think viewership is down because of commercials?
I decided not to watch television while we were at that resort.
I think NASCAR viewership is down because of the product on the track. I don't think it has anything to do with TV. I don't even think it has anything to do with Fox's crappy commentating.
I think it's
coverage.
a combination of all three, in my opinion.
The product sucks, and Fox doesn't know how to make an uninteresting product interesting.
Oh,
That's the problem.
They could throw money at the guys calling F1 because that product sucks too.
If those guys can announce.
Oh, man. Yeah. If you leave the room, you see them going apeshit crazy.
Dude, I was watching.
You'll step back into the room and go, what happened? It's still top 10 or the same guys, same order.
Yeah, I was watching the Indy race, and I walked out.
They're good, too.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was in the kitchen getting something to drink, and they're at Long Beach, and he's like, "What running here?" Dixon comes on the outside, and I'm running there to see what happened, and all it was Scott Dixon went on the outside. That was it. He didn't go on the outside to pass. He just went in the outside lane.
So throw money at him. Steal them. I think Fox is going to bow out.
I think Fox is going to stay, actually, because I don't think anybody else. I think Fox is going to get it at a bargain. If viewership is really in it, I don't remember. I saw this on Twitter where it showed from the time of the last signing of the last TV contract to this one, viewership's down. It was either 40% or 60%, but either one of those two is bad. If it's down 40%, would you not expect to get 40% less for the new contract?
Let's just, I'm
Even
making
with
it up.
inflation, let's call it 20% less.
This is just easy math. Let's say there's $10 billion to cover NASCAR for the next 5 years, right?
Okay.
You're down 40%. That means the value of it's what, $6 billion instead of 10? Isn't that what it means?
So then you factor in inflation. So say they paid $10 billion for it last time, and it's down 40%. This time would be 6.
Isn't that stagflation?
Give them 75. Give them 7.5 billion for it. I think Fox is gonna be back because they're gonna get it at a bargain, or I think you're gonna have more TV people bidding on it because you're gonna be able to get it at a bargain. It's the product's not what it used to be. Do I think it's fixable? Yes.
It's better in some ways, but it's worse in others. They're all bunched together because they can't pass.
That's fact.
But I want to see passing in a race. When we had passing in a race, sometimes you could have someone win the race by 2 or 3 laps. So what's the fix? What's broken? I mean, first, we got to identify what's broken.
The car is broken.
So fix the dang car.
You need more horsepower.
No downforce.
You need less downforce. You need tire fall off. We know Goodyear's smart enough to make a tire that falls off. We know these cars can go. I mean, dude, what was it? 15, 20 years ago, you were pushing 900 plus horsepower out of these cars. So we know the horsepower can be there.
But do the manufacturers not want the horsepower?
We take the dang spoiler off the car, the downforce is gone.
I mean, here's a question. I've heard people speculate the manufacturers don't want higher horsepower, but why are they releasing Shelby Cobra Mustangs with 900 horsepower? Why are they releasing Z08 Z08 Corvettes with the Z06 package with 900 horsepower, but they want them to run at 650?
So I think originally the idea was lower the horsepower, makes it easier for a new manufacturer to come into the sport. I think that was the theory.
But we ain't got a new one yet.
Well, Denny Hamlin says it on his podcast this week, I think. He said that something like nobody's knocking on the door to come in. So if that's why you're doing it, nobody's taking the bait. So
I mean, Dodge said maybe,
also,
no.
Yeah, and then Denny's like, put a good product on the track and people will want to join the sport. So if the product on the track is good, it doesn't matter how much it costs to get in it. It's going to be worth it. So instead of this, look, this is where NASCAR went wrong, in my opinion, is worrying about the financial side of it. And the fans, too. The fans we should never be discussing how much it costs to run a race. Who cares?
I really don't care, yeah.
Yeah, why does that matter to us? Like, It just doesn't matter. So fans shouldn't care about that. You don't hear NFL fans going, man, I can't believe he's wearing that doggone helmet over there. That helmet costs 20% more than those other helmets. I had never heard that in the NFL. You don't hear anybody complaining about how much he spent for a baseball bat.
Dang, his penis is 20% larger and he had to get a bigger jock strap.
Nobody cares what brand jock strap you wear.
Nope.
It just doesn't matter. So,
to be honest, if you look at the cars, the front clip and the rear clip are the only things different, and the manufacturer of the engines.
We need to go. Dude, how many bad weekends of racing does it take for NASCAR to go, maybe we need to change something with the car? Now,
well, Brad, I saw this week, Sunday, it was raining down where I live, so I couldn't do much of anything outside, but I saw first thing in the morning, and I don't know if it was live or not, I saw the IMSA race out there on the Indy track, out there at the ocean in the Pacific.
Long Beach?
Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Okay, Long Beach. It didn't look that long, though. It looked kind of small. But anyway.
I never even saw the beach.
In the morning, I watched the IMSA race. Probably recorded earlier. Or maybe they did it early in the morning. Great race. I saw the Jordan brothers.
Some Taylor boys were beating the crap out of everybody.
Oh, yeah. That NASCAR
awesome.
rubbed off, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So
that was great.
The IMSA race was great. After that was over, I went to Peacock and watched the Perry Porsche Carrera race, which was great. Then I saw the GT4 race in Sonoma, which was great. Then NASCAR started and Indy started, which kind of sucked that they were on at the same time. To be honest, the Indy race seemed a little more interesting than Martinsville. So it's turned into the worst track. It used to be one of my favorites.
Hey, let's just say congratulations to Kyle Kirkwood. He won the Indy race at Long Beach. Great race. I mean, you had Award, got into Dixon, put Dixon into the tire barrier. Dixon was pretty...
Did you see Helio hit the tire barrier?
Dude, Helio hit the tire barrier on lap 1.
What was he smoking?
But they changed the front end out. He came back and had an okay day. He
decent
finished the race at least, but no, Indy cars were beating. There was more beating and banging in the Indy race than the Cup race.
Do you know if you
they
rub
beat the crap out of each other in the Cup race, but they don't do anything. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Well, they were explaining penalties and stuff. If you're in an Indy car and you hit the tires with your tires of the other Indy car,
as long as it's square,
it's okay.
Yeah, as long as you hit square, it's
funny,
okay,
dude.
Well, I guess there's less.
There's a penalty if you are cattywampus.
Yeah, if you're cattywampus. What does the heck that mean?
I don't know what it means.
But if you're that, then you're just going to end up wrecking each other as your tires drive over each other. So that's why flush is okay. Not flush is not okay.
Yeah, you're doing 240, but okay, that's fine. Tires rubbing tires.
But yeah, the truck race in Martinsville, in my opinion, was horrible. They started the race on rain tires.
I went to bed.
I do like the fact that we have those rain tires. It started about 30 minutes earlier, so I think they could have probably done it sooner or get rid of the mud flaps.
Might have been a little
If you're not going to have water spraying up, then get rid of the stupid mud flaps. They don't look too bad on the trucks, but they look horrible on the other cars.
Yeah, it looked like a catcher's mask on the cars.
Yeah. But congratulations to Corey Heim. He got David Gilligan's new team, the new Toyota flagship.
Corey Heim, isn't that dude, wasn't he a singer in the 80s? Or was he on a kid's movie?
I have no idea.
I think he's a child star.
Well, this ain't him because this guy is a child. But Corey Himes won the race. Congratulations to him. It's the first win for Triconian Motorsports or whatever their name is. David Gilligan's old team. John Hunter Nemechek went out in the Xfinity race, dominated, led 3/4 of the race.
He caught fire, dude. That was awesome.
What do you think about the burnout? I thought it was cool. The rubber buildup on the mud flaps caught on fire.
I mean, I thought it was awesome. But
I wanted to see him like DeLorean it, like burn them out at front stretch and leave 2 tire streaks of flames running behind it.
Going back in time?
Yeah. I think it'd have been great.
He almost did it. I mean, did you see the rubber he left when he pushed it into the wall?
No, it was awesome.
It was still burning when he left.
They had to come out there with a fire extinguisher. At first, I'm thinking, dude, does he have his helmet off and nobody's telling him, like,
I don't think
his left arm's on fire?
I don't think he cared.
I don't think he was literally on fire inside. The flames weren't in the car yet, but
I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was awesome.
If I'm Joe Gibbs,
I'm not a Gibbs fan. I'm not a.
If I'm Joe Gibbs, I'm gonna do you wreck my car, dude?
Yeah, but look at his sponsors don't have a problem with it.
They're a fire safety company.
I know, that's what was even awesomer, dude.
They use fire extinguishers to put them out.
Like, yeah, they used their fire extinguishers.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was like, this is like the best marketing thing that ever happened. No, I thought it was great. So congrats to John Hunter Nemechek. He celebrated with his kid and his wife, and I'm a sucker for that. So thought that was cool. Congrats to Kyle Larson. The dude got lucky on pit strategy and was the guy out front when the race ended. Dude, it was horrible. The Martinsville race. My wife was sitting there watching.
They were just making laps. That's all they were doing.
My wife was like, "You're no fun to watch racing with anymore." I was like, "This is horrible." Like, me and Jamie had discussed going to Martinsville in October.
I ain't going.
Yeah, there's no way I would spend my money to go to Martinsville. Like, the product on short tracks in NASCAR is...
I don't think I'll go to
horrible.
Talladega again until they fix the car.
That's what I mean. So they've ruined road courses. These cars are great on a road course, but the product it puts out on TV is not so great. So they've ruined road courses, super speedways, and short tracks. We have North Wilkesboro.
Well, actually, the Atlanta Mile and a House Super Speedway,
I think it fixed that.
I wonder how North Wilkesboro is going to play out.
I'm worried, dude. That's a 1 mile. You know what North Wilkesboro has going for it? That
The altitude change?
no, they have old concrete. They
ought to chew up some
They
tires.
said the trucks were having like in 5 laps had like 3 seconds of fall off. So it doesn't matter. These cars aren't going to be as big of a factor. I think you're going to have tire fall off. Is what I'm getting at.
Well, it'll chew it up. I sure hope so.
Be like a cheese grater.
Well, you know what? If they produce great racing there, every time they have a short track, they ought to just go there.
Yeah. Instead of going back to Martinsville.
So if they take
Martinsville does not deserve more than one race.
So if they take the race from a France family-owned track, give them the proceeds, rent it from Marcus Smith, and Smith, if it's a Smith race they take from Marcus, he's already owns it, so he's okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had cars 40, 50 laps on tires staying out, and because of clean air, they were able to stay up front. You had Ryan Preece lead 135 laps.
Denny Hamlin probably would have won if he didn't pit.
No doubt. Yeah, if Denny, he should have stayed out.
He only had 9 laps on the tires.
I think Chris Gabehart wanted him to stay out, and Denny's like, "Are you sure?" And Chris is like, "Yeah, come on, let's go ahead and get tires." But, I mean, you had Ryan Preece get that penalty early. He like I said, he was dominating, 4-second lead. Gets the penalty, goes to the back, and we don't see him again all day.
But Joey raced through the field.
Where'd Ryan Preece finish? He finished 15th.
Yeah, the first third of the race.
You couldn't pass.
No.
The only way you were able to pass was on pit strategy. That's how they made these big passes. Like the dude on Twitter was telling me, he's like, there was 2,000 passes in yesterday's race. I said, that's bull. Prove it.
Did you tell him to get off the glass pipe?
Well, then he come back, he said, look, all you have to do is look at the loop data, and it shows 2,000 plus passes. I said, oh, that's great. Next year at Martinsville, I'll just watch the loop data because that's obviously more exciting than what Fox is showing us.
Makes sense.
I don't get it, man. He's probably a Chase Elliott fan, too.
Or Logano. What would you rather have? I think I want Chase to get a little Logano in him. That sounds weird, but...
Like that?
No, just that... Wreck them more.
I'd like to see Chase Elliott with Tony Stewart's personality.
I would like to see Chastain get a personality.
Yeah, I mean...
He needs a personality.
He has the driving style to fit a Tony Stewart personality. Yes. But he has no personality at all.
No, he just stands there with a shit-eating grin
he's
going...
scared to have a personality.
He's like this. Did he say that?
He's scared to have a personality.
He said that?
He's scared he'll get fined.
Wow. I can't believe he said that.
There's no way I'd go on Denny Hamlin's show.
And then, did you know Advent Healthcare is actual healthcare?
Yeah.
I thought it was like a gum that helped you quit smoking.
Oh, no. I knew it was
I thought it was like denture cream or something.
No, it's like around here. It's Piedmont Hospital and Advent somewhere else, right?
It's in Florida. I Googled it.
Oh, yeah.
They're like the predominant Florida hospital.
Hotel
Hospital.
That's where the old people that live in Florida go. Did you see the interview Denny gave after the race?
No.
Denny said this new style of racing is what we need to come to expect at short tracks with this car.
I totally agree.
Look,
this car has not been that great. I mean, if Chastain didn't go around the course the way he did at the end of last year's race,
it would have been a good race.
Yeah, it would have been.
It would have been boring.
Yeah. The end of the race made the race great.
Well, the last 50 laps yesterday wasn't horrible.
Wasn't great, though.
I would give the last 50 laps yesterday a 3.
It's not even memorable.
The first 350 I would give a 1.
The first
2 because it was better than last Martinsville.
I mean, personally, I think the best race I've seen all the races this year. The best race I've seen is the show put on in Atlanta. But I went there personally, and a race in person's way better
than on
television. Clash was awesome. I think even on we were there in person too, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, so these cars suck. We all know that now.
So how do we fix it? Do we make it the total package like F1? Like, if you watch the race, you hear it sucks, but everyone that goes to an F1 race says it is an incredible experience and incredibly expensive. So
I don't know how you fix it.
It's more the fashion show or the being there for F1. Is that what we have to turn NASCAR in, to the actual physically being there awesomeness?
Jeff Andrews from Hendrick Motorsports told somebody on Twitter that,
Yo mama?
Well, I heard Jeff Gluck reported on it, and then Bob Pockrass reported on it. It was Dustin Long. But anyway, he said that Jeff Andrews from Hendrick Motorsports said they're ordering parts right now for these motors a year out. So if they're going to make changes for next season, they need to start ordering parts now. So that tells me they're not going to make changes next year.
It's kind of like the dirt race they're not selling tickets to right now. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't know that when we recorded last week, but apparently they didn't decide. There was no announcement, and there hasn't been any announcement from Bristol on your 2024 dirt race tickets. And unfortunately, that was one of the better races this year, too.
Do you think that Budweiser and Busch are going to stop sponsoring cars after their financial fiasco the last few weeks?
I doubt it. I'm sure they got some kind of contract locked in.
$6 billion is a lot of money, dude.
So, one other thing about Martinsville, this is one I thought was interesting. From 1997 to 2015, 36 of 38 Martinsville races had double-digit cautions in them. Of those, 16 races had at least 15 cautions. Yesterday's race had 3 for wrecks and 2 for stage breaks. Last spring's race had 4, and last fall's race had 6. Yesterday, we only had 3 or 4 passes under green for the lead.
So is it the drivers not being aggressive, or are they just driving the POS car that they got?
They're driving what they got. I don't think the drivers... I think it's just... Look, the race was under 3 hours. The last 2 weeks, the race has been under 3 hours. Bristol should have been under 3 hours because it was a 250.
So do you think that's the network calling that?
No, I think this car is so forgiving. Like, if a driver makes a mistake, he grabs a gear and keeps going. So you need to get rid of shifting. You need to make tires fall off more. You need more horsepower. That's all.
I'm for whatever will fix it, because
something has to fix it, right?
You and I are going to have to pick. I mean, luckily we're race car spelled backwards.
Yeah, and it's still
we're not committed to NASCAR, but NASCAR is what we're both fans of. most of the time, but we like all racing. Are we going to have to pick a different governing body to? I mean, really, this just helps us introduce rabbit holes to crawl down. But I can crawl down a rabbit hole from IMSA.
Well, let's see what Twitter had to say about it this week, Jamie.
What did it say?
So, Matt Weaver on Twitter tweeted out, early takeaway. I don't think the downforce reduction has made enough of a difference to offset the robust mechanical grip and shifting with this car here.
I think that's from the Joe Biden Downforce Reduction Act.
Probably. That's why it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, at Team KFB Fan 8 says, absolute dog poop emoji. This is a repeat of last spring. No difference. Until they put the proper gears in these cars, it's not going to change. This new car simply sucks here. I agree.
I agree, but no, what's funny? Was he clairvoyant and chose that before he went to Richard Childress Racing?
No, I think
his handle, or did he have to change completely his handle to Team KFB?
I'm pretty sure.
Fan 8.
I'm pretty sure he changed it.
Oh, good for you, Team KFB Fan 8.
At Dites924 said, I turned off the race and I'm tuning into IndyCar now. It's a shame. I'm a diehard NASCAR guy, but they got to get the short track stuff figured out soon because I'm not going to waste my time.
Wow, that's what we just discussed.
Yep. Ty_L the Great says, the only thing that will fix Martinsville is a different car.
I think that's Ty Gibbs.
Maybe.
In my opinion.
Pan07 New York.
Pan07.
Says, know what would help? 950 horsepower and wheel hop. How do you add wheel hop? I don't think you can add wheel hop. But 900 horsepower would probably give you wheel hop.
Don't they have posi traction?
If you ever want to read like the meanest tweet replies, go to Jeff Gluck. I think people find it as a sport to hate on Jeff Gluck because Jeff Gluck got the most obnoxious responses of the day. So Jeff Gluck said, that caution was another reminder NASCAR race control is looking at the track, not watching TV. Every so often, TV will be showing something officials don't see. Would be preferable if they saw it at the same time or sooner, but obviously took them a couple of laps to spot it. This is talking about the tire that sat on the front straightaway with literally 2 NASCAR officials staring at this tire. Flagman is a NASCAR official with another NASCAR official with him. 2 NASCAR officials are just looking.
Do you think maybe...
Hey, man, you see that tire right there? Yep.
But they were in the flag
what do you
stand.
Want to do?
Do you think...
I don't know.
The shadow of the flag stand prevented them from seeing the tire?
You could clearly see him looking at it. The flagman had the yellow flag in his hand. He's waiting on race control to go, hey, man, there's a tire down there on that racetrack. We better throw one of them there cautions. But that there never happened. So he just stood there like an idiot, staring at this tire with another race official going, hey, man, you think somebody's going to hit that? You know, if they hit that tire, it's going to come right up here and kill us.
Damn.
What you want to do, Dave? I don't know, Jimmy. Race control. This is Dave and Jimmy down here in the flag stand.
Was she a tire?
It looks like there is a tire off one of the cars just sitting there. It ain't doing nothing either. It's just sitting there.
It's a British tire spelled Tyre.
I think if a car hits it, it's going to kill me and Jimmy here.
Going to bounce up.
What would you have us do, race control?
Smack me in my head.
And then race control goes, I don't know. You think anybody saw it yet? Heck, y'all throw on a caution out there.
Can we get a couple more laps in and get more opportunity?
I think they were waiting on all the cars to get done pitting before they threw the caution. I mean, they only waited like a lap. But it felt like forever because TV is staring at it. And Mike and Clint and Bobby are going, hey, man, there's a tire on the racetrack. You think they know there's a tire on the racetrack? I mean, the 500,000 people watching at home knows there's a tire on the racetrack, but do you think race control knows? You think Bobby would have leaned over and went bam, 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 bam on the window and go, hey, race control, tire on the track. None of that happened.
Tyree's on the track.
It was embarrassing, man. It just looked stupid. And so ARCA
So why don't they give the flagman the ability to make a decision on his own?
Because it has to go through the committee, and then they decide who throws the lever.
But they also that committee throws down different penalties for the same infractions.
ARCA fan 69 on Twitter said, yes.
That's the whole problem. He's an ARCA fan.
He said, yeah, it's a huge track. We can't expect the spotters to see it all.
It's like almost a half mile. McLovin.
Yeah, Mick Lowe's 2308 says, stop making excuses for them. That is simply inexcusable. Had a car hit that, someone could have been killed.
He killed him.
It was worse than last year when they didn't throw a caution mid-pit cycle. At least the tires was on the grass, not the middle of the track.
He done come around corner 3 and 4. He was like a bolt of lightning, and he died.
Brian Hand 99.
Their handles are better than their...
That's why I went with their handles this week versus their names.
What's with flying trans?
He said, looking at the track, were they monitoring the radios? Flagman was literally staring at the dang thing from the same angle as the TV. That's what I was saying. Like, the flag guy, they stared at it and did nothing about it.
You see that down there, Brad? Is that tar? Brad, look down there. Is that tire?
I'll see it, Jamie. But
hey, are we supposed to throw the caution, or do we have to go to the NASCAR penalty committee?
Let me call the penalty committee. Is it what's their area code? I got to dial area code?
I think it's 803, Brad.
Claire, can you connect me to race control?
You know what? I think Claire has it in her contacts. You want me to have her text you that contact?
So Bob Pockras, he tweeted, Larson wins cup race at Martinsville. Then Crypto Arsenal 2 responded with,
was he got a crypto cannon?
We are really becoming F1 with the Hendrick domination. LMAOO. I don't know why there's 2 O's there.
That's that
off
Canadian driver. He's Lamo.
Then you had at Trigger Mike.
Trigger Mike.
That's Trigger with 3 G's.
Oh, he just brought in some gun violence with that name, didn't he?
He says, garbage package, more horsepower and get rid of the shifting. And we agree, Trigger Mike. Get rid of the shifting. This was my favorite. _AVK7_ said, I just smashed my TV in front of 30 guests at my party because of this series. My wife just took her crying kids and said, they're all spending the week at a hotel. Kyle Larson has ruined my life and my party. I can't handle this anymore. Goodbye, NASCAR. I'm no longer a fan.
I think he lives in the trailer park down the road from my house.
You saw all the people leave?
I saw a TV in the trash bin this morning when I was headed to work.
That's I'm thinking that _AVK7_
It looked like the TV cost more than that wobbly box mobile home he was driving.
Do you think he dropped his wife and kids off at the hotel?
Yeah,
they probably staying at a Wyndham.
Or oh yo.
So then 19_ Bobby said, this was a terrible race to watch. Sure, there was strategy, but you could not pass it all. The guys that were up front all day couldn't get back up there. When you stay out on 75+ lap tires and stay up front,
back up
there's a major red flag.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, racing not good. Race 4.5 out of 10.
Bless that Kyle Larson soul.
I'd have gave it a 4. That would have sounded a little harsher.
Oh,
Bobby.
Bless your soul.
Then we got some more Jeff Gluck. He says, depressing Denny Hamlin interview there, but it absolutely matches up with what we just watched. Sigh. This is what we were talking about. Denny Hamlin got out of the car and said, it is what it is, guys. This is what the car is going to deliver on short tracks. Accept it. Get over it. So, at Till Talk responded to Jeff with, you just can't hide your love for Denny. And Jeff responded to Till Talk with, where do you get being bummed out about the quality of short track racing as love for Denny? That's just weird. Then At Flying Trains 1.
Oh, thank God. My dyslexia told me something else, dude.
Flying Trans.
Flying Trans.
Flying
Oh, my
Trains
goodness.
1. He said, what was said? Couldn't watch it. And Jeff basically broke it down for him, saying basically said once he lost clean air, he couldn't pass cars. He was lapping earlier, and the inability to pass is just how next gen racing is now.
So we have finally got a car that most drivers will agree is worse than the car of tomorrow. The COT.
Yeah. But we only kept the car of tomorrow for 1 year because it sucked. This is 2 years with the next gen. How many years do you keep it? Well, at me is Ryan 98. me is Ryan said, I'm confused. We just had a race that was 100 laps shorter than it should have been. Just like with your goldfish attention.
What the heck?
Span are always clamoring for. Shouldn't you be happy? Oh, wait. You're Jeff Gluck. You're never happy. And then Sparky2SS said, it's getting to the point that this new car needs a huge overhaul. The overall racing product at nearly every type of track they go to has suffered, but NASCAR is too proud to admit they have a problem. Increase the horsepower, reduce the grip, stop the shifting on ovals. Couldn't agree more. That's exactly what we just said.
Should we just give them an automatic for the short races? Short tracks?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? I think we should just make them run around it on their feet.
Make them, well, that'd turn it into a bumper car.
Do like a 500K run.
I think we ought to give them automatics.
I think, so Jeff Gluck's poll, 37% of the people said yes, it was a good race. 63 said no, it wasn't. Honestly, I think 37 is a little high. I thought it would come in somewhere around the 28 marker, considering last year was like 18. But some
More
people...
popular driver won.
I mean, people got mad. I mean, they had things to say like, KR8Z4_9 said, I voted no on this poll more this year than I have in probably all the years of this poll put together. And I am normally a glass half full kind of person. I agree. I voted no a lot. So either way, NASCAR needs to do something.
So on a 1 out of 10, where do you put it at, Brad?
2.
I'd give it a 3, but...
Okay, I'll go with it.
I like Larson.
I'll go with a 3 because the first 350 laps were better than last year, and then the last 50 was a little bit better than that. So a 3 is at best.
What did we give it last year? Zeros?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think we gave it 1. I don't think we even let ourselves fall into the zero.
Maybe they should make this a 200 lap race where they go for it.
Maybe. Well, next week we're going to Talladega. Talladega is always a good one.
Next week, we're taking a break from recording.
Yeah,
because
we're not having a show next week.
We don't expect much action at Talladega.
Well, we don't have a show next week because I'm going to Universal Studios and then going to Panama City for a couple days with the family.
I didn't think we'd have much to talk about, so I told Brad
Jamie was going to do it by himself, but he decided to wait. So
it's Talladega. There's not much to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to take a week off. I think everybody here understands. So, but we do have some listeners. Janet's going to Talladega. Luckily, she's already booked her room, and it's not at a Wyndham Hotel, thanks to our reviews. She knew better than that.
No Oyo?
No Oyos either. But Jamie...
Do they have Oyos in Alabama?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie,
it's called On Your Own.
If we were going to Talladega, where would we not want to stay at?
There are hundreds of places.
Oh.
As you know, having been a resident there for a while,
yeah,
there's a lot to choose from. I went to Birmingham because we covered all the tiny ones around the racetrack.
Yeah, all 7 of them.
And we've covered Atlanta for Land Motor Speedway. But this is the Roadway Inn and Suites. You know they're good with suites. Birmingham, I-59, exit 134. They wanted you to know why this was 1 out of 5 stars.
They wanted you to know how to get there, too.
And this TripAdvisor, they said, oh, my God, where did I begin? First off, I drove in from Georgia, and it was late, and I was ready to lay my head down and needed 2 days Upon entering the room, the odor was pleasant. The TV remote did not work, nor did the telephone in the room.
Who uses the phone in a room?
They ain't got no radio telephone there, Brad. Someone had used a maxi pad behind the toilet. I don't think there's room for me to get behind the toilet.
You missed the sentence, though. The toilet was leaking water.
Well,
and the bathroom had not been cleaned properly.
Do you think maybe they put the tampon in there to catch the leaky water?
Maybe. Well, I mean, that's why I was reading that sentence you left out, because you said they used a maxi pad behind the toilet. Maybe that's to absorb. Hope it's a super absorber.
Wow. I was thinking some lady crawled behind the toilet in the wall and tried to put it in.
You thinking maxi?
Well, they did say disgusting. The towels were old and thin, and there were no place to hang towels. Next, I began to spot roaches in my room. I immediately asked for another room because other places were booked.
He spotted roaches. Were they racing?
They were.
To the outside? Inside?
They were racing
inside?
backwards.
All clear. Go roach.
The owner thought I was going to stay in the room by sending maintenance up to spray and fix toilet. I finally got another room, which appeared to smell better and a little better. Better and a little
this
better?
This guy's an idiot.
Wow.
It got better, then I got a little better.
I was thrown in for a far worse situation.
You think?
Roaches were everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Oh, man.
My friend had to go grab some bug spray to get us through the night. Trust me.
Trust me.
This is a lesson learned trying to save $1 an unforgettable and crazy experience.
You can only save $1 if you haven't slept in 2 days.
This hotel needs some serious updating and cleaning. I'm considering contacting Fox 6. Is that a local channel there in Birmingham?
Sounds like it.
Or is that Georgia? They're from Georgia.
I know, that's why I'm confused, but in Georgia it's 5, so... maybe.
Please pass this hotel by because you will be highly disappointed.
Well, thanks, Earl.
Okay.
We truly appreciate that, Earl.
So we got Econo Lodge.
They're always nice.
1 out of 5. We didn't stay at an Econo Lodge on our
that's
championship run for the Cannonball Run.
Well, when we became Cannonball Run champions, Econo Lodge would have been considered below Motel 6.
Below our championship status?
Well, that was just it. Once we became champions, our status went from Econo Lodge to Motel 6. So, roadways, Econo Lodges, all those are out now because we're champions.
Bare minimum, I'm staying at a La Quinta.
Oh, yeah. La Quinta all the way.
Yeah, bare minimum.
I heard Daniel Sorass likes some Quintas too.
You like La Quinta.
Ain't it Spanish?
And he likes quesadillas.
Wouldn't you think it was Spanish? La Quinta, it's got the love.
Yeah. You know he's from the state of Chihuahua?
Is he?
Yeah.
Wonder if he's got any cartel members in his family.
I think that's sponsorship.
Is the Sorass cartel a thing?
Isn't that what Tootsie Rolls is?
Sorass?
Yeah, they sponsor them. Tootsie Rolls.
Not Tootsie Rolls. Sorass has got the sponsor of Tootsie's Bar and Grill.
Oh, well, it was pink, and I thought, they got them colored ones for Halloween, the Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, yeah.
They got watermelon, blue, orange. I thought that was relationship there.
Right.
Anyway,
back to the Econo Lodge.
Mandy77 wrote on TripAdvisor 1 out of 5. She said torture.
Torture.
She must have been tortured there.
It happens.
I was very optimistic going into the room as the TV was updated and the bed was pretty comfy. What I didn't know is that sleep in that bed wouldn't be happening since the bar next door had music so loud I could not only hear it, but I could feel it as well. I went to the vending machine and a man was lying in his bed totally naked masturbating. So I guess this man...
At the vending machine?
I think he was...
Was his bed outside of the vending machine?
I was thinking he was in his room and it's one of them...
Oh, with the windows open, the blinds, the curtains open.
Where you don't got a hallway, you walk down a courtyard hotel. Motel. He opened the windows and he thought he was going to get him a woman by laying there naked. He thought he could be attractive if he was there pounding his muscle.
Well, she just tells you that she is very attractive.
Oh, yes, she does. I am a very attractive female. And at first, felt like I was his inspiration for these activities. Was I turned on? No. Was I too vain? Yes. I mentioned it to a lady I passed, and she asked what room. I walked her to it and stopped. I said, I did not want to see it again, ma'am. She said that was her husband. I got the heck out of there. A few minutes later, I see this lady dragging her husband by his penis down the hall, and she threw him in the pool. She screamed, "You dumbass! You needs to cool off!" I decided to take a shower. Did she get turned on by this?
She had to take a shower to cool off.
That's weird. Big mistake, she said. This is a step up into the bathroom. So there's a step you got to go up to get into the bathroom?
Yeah.
But you cannot see it. So I nearly broke my foot and I fell into the toilet. Wow. She's had a bad stay.
She has had a bad stay.
She's seen some goober just beating the meat.
She's seen some goober's goober.
And then she got hot and bothered when her husband drug him out, his wife drug him out by his penis.
She grabbed
Dude, that would hurt.
She drug goober out by his goober into the pool.
You're not going to allow your wife to take up all the tension. You're staying there with her hand. No. I mean, you're
running.
Yeah, you're not getting behind.
Wouldn't you just pick her up?
I don't know what I would do because that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. Well, after recovering from that, I turn on the water in the tub and about 100 ants pour out with the water. Yuck. If you like cleanliness, safety, and sleep, this is not the place to stay.
I mean, we've heard that about Econo Lodges before, so.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one.
Horrific thieves, drug addicts, and prostitutes. And this man's Australian.
This is the American Best Inn. I knew when I saw the name.
Have you seen it before?
The American Best Inn?
Do you think I can do an Australian accent reading his?
No.
Should I just stick with my grandfather's accent? Shirley? Yes, my grandfather's name was Shirley.
You can try Australian.
I don't think I can.
I don't even know what it sounds like now.
America?
Mate. Hey, mate. America's Best Inn,
You're
mate.
my mate.
Hey, mate, I was at the America's Best Inn, mate.
Is one of the hotels your website is offering.
That's not Australian.
And after a horrific experience there, I have to caution you.
South Australia?
This is not a hotel. South Queensland. But a halfway house, as I was burglarized there by a long-term resident and the management within my first 6 hours of staying there. There are drug users and prostitutes all over the property. My booking was through cheaptickets.com, and I can attest to how dangerous it is to send guests here. It is not a hotel, and it should not be listed with your service. For the safety of your users, it should be removed. Now, this clairvoyant Australian seems very pissed. First off,
this explains it right here. This is why he's so mad. We know we've never had this.
First off, I bought some cocaine.
This is our first I bought cocaine. 58 episodes.
It was not cocaine. Thank you, Narcan, for saving my life.
I guess if you're going to do cocaine in today's day and age, you probably travel with Narcan.
Oh, I thought it was the management of the hotel. That's classic. That's epic.
Oh, man.
If you are endorsing drug dealers on your property, at least test the quality of their drugs.
How dare you sell America's best in quality cocaine? What is wrong? Okay. I expected at least Wyndham cocaine.
This guy had the wrong idea about America when he decided. He came from Australia to vacation in Birmingham.
Hey, mate, I went all the way to the best American Inn, mate. I have no idea.
They do not have quality cocaine.
They ain't got quality cocaine, and I don't sound Australian.
No quality cocaine there. Second of all, you are promoting prostitution. Then
it's probably bad prostitution.
Then try to hide. If you're going to promote it, you need to then try to hide their STDs at least. If your face looks like a giant golf ball with all them dimples, what does it look like when the pants come off? I paid her to go away.
Oh,
he got a hooker in his room and said, "Gosh darn it, you're ugly as a pimply golf ball. Here's your. What do you charge?
go away.
You just take it and leave.
Take this bad cocaine.
I ain't taking your STDs to Australia." Finally, I was getting into my car and I looked up at my room and thought I saw someone leaving my room, but convinced myself it was the room next door. Wrong answer. I returned and my laptop was missing. I had purchased a new 6-pack of underwear and they stole that.
They stole my darn computer.
They
Then
stole
they
that
my
too.
drawers.
my fresh undies. Son of a bitch.
Now I'm going to wash my old ones.
I am from Australia and was looking for a good time in America.
You went to Alabama.
I got this hotel because of the reviews. I thought I
He'd find a good time.
found a one-stop shop for hookers and cocaine, but it was severely disappointed. I was severely disappointed. I had to leave the property to get quality blow and a good lay. That's how I discovered there were thieves here as well. I'm going home. The American dream has failed me. Australia has better blow and better hookers.
First off, dude, if you're coming to America to experience the American
He fell into the
experience,
Hollywood trap.
and you went to Birmingham, Alabama,
What did you want, dude?
mate, I rode all the way to Birmingham, Alabama.
Was the ticket cheaper to go to Birmingham than L.A., dude?
It was
What
Atlanta.
the heck?
You had to probably do a layover in Atlanta.
To get to
That's-
Birmingham.
That's more American than Birmingham. The Hartsfield-Jackson Airport's more American. I don't know. Birmingham's probably pretty American, but if I'm looking for hookers and blow, Alabama's probably not up there. Wonder what state has the best hookers. Alabama, probably.
Meth
No.
and your inbred sister, maybe.
Vegas.
Yeah, why didn't you go to Vegas, Mr. Australian man, Mr. Boomerang?
Vegas would have been like #1 prime picking.
Drugs are legal in Vegas.
That's what I mean.
And prostitution. He only had Birmingham money. That's the problem.
That's what it was. He didn't have
Oh,
Vegas
my
money. He had
goodness.
Birmingham, Alabama money. I was going to
What
go
was
to
that? That's what he thought he was going to
You
get a
can't
whole
even
party for
gamble in-
$50.
He should have went to Wetumpka.
Yeah, they don't even got the lotto there.
He could have went to Wetumpka, Alabama, to the Indian reservation and played at the casino.
They probably got better blowing hookers at the Indian reservation.
It's a casino. I
I don't
that's
gamble. I'm
as
assuming.
close to Vegas as you can get without leaving Alabama.
Poor guy. He's bad mouthing
Bless
us in America. He
bless
got
his
fentanyl.
He went back to Australia and said, "Y'all don't want to go to America. It about killed me. You
I
ain't gonna,
about died.
you ain't gonna believe what I saw." She
Mate.
took her pants off, and I was.
I gave her money.
Out of there.
I said, "Here's your $100. Get the hell out of my
They
room."
gave me some cocaine, with,
Fucking flat
and then
dabs.
gave me Narcan.
I fell on the ground, started jiffing out,
I had
and
2 lines of cocaine and
my
then had
dealer-
Narcan. It was
my
horrible.
dealer called 911, and they gave me that Narcan.
Throw another shrimp on the Barbie.
Get a Foster's, snort a couple lines of cocaine, quality Indonesian cocaine, because apparently they ain't got no blow in America no more.
He watches way too many shows on cocaine.
No, I haven't.
Indonesian cocaine.
I don't even know if that was it. I'm making that crap up.
I thought it came from Colombia. I've seen the movie Blow. That's like where my cocaine knowledge comes from, is the movie Blow with Johnny
You need
Depp.
to watch some of them old-timey 1980s Miami Vice. They got the backbone and going, "Yo, Jose, I need 100 kilos flown in that airplane tonight." They hang up and go, "Ha, Crockett, we sucker that dude. He gonna bring in 100 kilos with his little Cessna. We
Yeah.
gonna bust him."
I watched Blow. Did you ever see that one?
I don't think I saw Blow.
Johnny Depp and
Oh, was that his mafia cocaine?
Selma
game?
Hayek.
I didn't see it. I don't think.
Yeah, remember they started selling weed in L.A. up the beach and made a lot of money. He met Pee Wee Herman, the Barbara.
I don't think I
Pee Wee
saw it.
Herman introduced him to Carlo Escobar. He started running marijuana back to America. Then he said, "Hey, Pee Wee, we can make more money with this white stuff. They called it cocaine." So then he started running cocaine, and Pee Wee cut him out and went straight to Carlos. And they got all paranoid and went to jail. Good movie.
I don't think I saw it.
Really good movie. You should check it out. All right, Jamie. Like I said, we're going to Talladega. That is in Alabama.
Well, neither one of us did too good last week.
The race is at 3 o'clock on Fox.
Good
and on
luck.
MRN, it is a 2.5 mile oval. Out of the last 6 races there, Eric Jones has the best average finish at 9.2 and 5 top 10s. Ryan Blaney has an average finish of 10.5, 1 win, and 3 top 10s. Denny Hamlin, 11.2 average finish, 1 win.
That's what
4 top
AVF
10s.
means, average finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
You figured it out?
Halfway through the season, I got it figured out.
William Byron, 13.3 average finish with 2 top 10s. Ross Chastain, 13.5 average finish, 1 win, 2 top 10s. Ross is without 4 races, not 6. Kevin Harvick, 13.5 average finish with 4 top 10s. Austin Dillon, 14.2 average finish with 2 top 10s. Brad Keselowski, a 14.5 average finish, 1 win and 2 10s. Bubba Wallace also has 1 win here, average finish of 15.2 and 1 top 10. Not very good stats out of the last 6 races, but he did have a win. Chase Elliott, average finish of 15.5, 1 win and 3 top 10s. Jamie, last week I had Truex, Byron, and Chastain. That was Truex for 3, Byron for 23, and Chastain for 13 for a total of 39 points. You had Reddick at 22.
Reddick really teased me during that race.
Yeah. Keselowski at 24 and Hamlin at 4 for a total of 50 points. The lower number is the better number in the way we do it. So, Jamie, you lost last week. Therefore, you get to pick first this week.
Oh, let's see who we got here.
Talladega.
All right. I hate to do this.
No, you don't.
Joey is one hell of a plate racer. Going Joey Logano.
Okay. I hate to say it, but if you wouldn't have picked him, I would have.
I don't like picking him.
Well, he screwed you like Blaney has screwed me.
So the mid pack.
11th through 20th.
Huh.
The way we do it is we pick a driver who finished last week's race 1st through 10th, one driver 11th through 20th, and one driver 21st through 36th.
So Chase won the one we went to.
Correct.
I'm picking Chase.
Okay.
And then here's a big surprise. Corey LaJoie.
What?
I'm playing for top 10 with him, so I don't lose points.
Corey LaJoie, I was really not expecting that. I mean, I had 4 drivers starred here that I could go with out of this pack, and LaJoie was not one of them. So out of 1st through 10th, I'm going to go with Denny.
Good
Hamlin.
pick. He's going to win, I think, in the next 5 races.
Yeah, he's got that cocky arrogance about him right now. He's got that cocky attitude like he's going to win.
Yep.
11th through 20th, I'm going to go with... Really, this one comes down to 2 drivers for me. I'm going to go with... Who'd you pick?
Well, I picked
Elliott?
Chase, but I just noticed the green and yellow. You're going to have to pull Chase out.
Yeah, you're going to have to pick somebody else. Go ahead. I'll let you pick before I do.
Harvick.
Harv.
Yep.
Oh, wait, I'm writing that under my name. Yeah, you can't pick it.
You can have Chase now.
No, I'll stick with Denny.
He won last year.
Was Harvick in that pack?
Harvick was top 10, I believe.
20th. So, yeah, he's barely in it still. I go with Ross Chastain.
Good pick. He's been very good at
he won
super
one of these
speedways.
recently, too.
Yeah.
So, 21st through 36th, I'm going to go William Byron.
He's been on fire.
Well, part of me,
has.
Keselowski's name is screaming at me right there. But
I think Brad's going to win a mile and a half.
Chevy's just been really good on super speedway, so
Atlanta summer race will be Brad's win.
I could see that. So that's really all I got this week, Jamie. You got anything else you want to bring up?
Let's just remind everyone we're off next week.
Yep, there will not be a show next week unless something
I don't think
amazing happens, but I don't.
We'll do a quick Zoom and throw it on YouTube if something amazing happens.
Yeah.
Like if someone passes the whole field in 3 laps to win the race, or Chastain makes his move backwards because they outlawed forwards.
If Chastain does a reverse Hell Melon, we will definitely do a Zoom call Monday.
Yeah. Or
I'll be at the Universal theme park Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So if we do a show, it won't be till Wednesday.
I'm serious. It's gonna be a 10-minute Zoom or something.
Yeah, that's if we do one. So it'll probably all be saved till the week after. So if you go looking for our episode next week, just listen to this one again. Sorry, but taking some family time. But
Brad, since this is a non-profit organization,
yeah,
it's not really like you get penalized. We don't have a limit on vacations.
Yeah, I know, but I
2 weeks. But
I actually enjoy doing this, so
I enjoy it too. I look forward to it.
I do too. So I mean, we tried to take 3 weeks off, and we made it 1 week, and then we started recording again. So yeah, we'll probably take a couple weeks off this year because you got a vacation.
Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere in the summer with the family.
So, but anyway, thanks to everybody who listens, watches the show each week, shares it on social media and with your friends. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Make sure to watch our Conspiracy Juice Bar episodes. Check us out on Spotify and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts.
Did you say rate us?
I did say rate us.
Okay.
You can catch that rate us.
No, F1 crazy rate us.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Send us a DM or you can email us at racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com. If you have something negative to say about something negative we've said, by all means share it with us so we can share it with everybody else. And make sure to check out our new merch store and our website. It's at racecarbackwards.com. Other than that, y'all have a great 2 weeks. We'll see you in a
Take
couple
it
weeks.
from 2 conservatives. Your answer to any dilemma is love.
So all you need is love.
All you need is love.
Y'all have a great week. Bye.
Peace.
You just listened to Race Car spelled backwards. For that, we thank you.